it right. We are now SEBI registered. Yes, that basically came out on Friday. I couldn't hold my excitement, but I said, let me announce it on Sunday, which is the live. Let me announce it to you. I have not put it out anywhere. I've not put it out on Instagram. I've not put it out on Twitter, nor on YouTube. I just told it to my community members first, and now I'm telling it to you guys as well. On Friday, we got our, I got, it is not an entity, it is an individual RA, but I got my SEBI registration done. So that means from today onwards, we are not in the finfluencer category. We have now transcended the finfluencer category. Now we are SEBI registered. Obviously, I have a lot of rules to follow. I have a lot of compliance to follow, and that is between me and SEBI. But it's a great feeling. Honestly, because I've been creating content from 2020, and most of you guys have been following me from 2020. And the most important thing that I have kept, at least with my channel, is to be as open and trustworthy as possible, right? And that has been there from 2020 as well, during my live streams and all of that. A lot of influencers, by the way, have not done their SEBI RA. I don't know what they're hiding or what is their problem, but if you want to be in the field and you want to give good advice and you want to do it right on the right side of law, so that they don't put you in that stupid influencer category, you get your RA done. So I am now registered with SEBI. That means I'm liable also. So with great power comes great responsibility. But yes, this is great. And this is also a stepping stone for the ultimate goal of starting a fund, which I think should happen in the next 2 to 2.5 years. So that is my final goal to start. Very excited for that as well. I have made all the arrangements ready for that final goal. So it's all about one step at a time, and the goal is to become one of the best investors in India. Simple goal, very simple. I have one focus and one focus only. Every time I get up, every time I sleep, is how do I beat the index. I don't care about my peers. I don't care about the competition. I don't care about what other PMSs are doing, other mutual funds are doing, other RAs are doing. I do not care at all, because at the end of the day, everyone is fighting with the index. Everyone thinks they're fighting with each other, but in reality, everyone is fighting with the index. And the sooner people realize that, the sooner we can all work together and grow together, right? A lot of people think that, there is competition between X fund and Y fund. There is competition between X PMS and Y PMS. Boss, everyone is just trying to beat the index. And if you beat the index well, then all of us are going to win together, right? So my goal is just very simple, blinders on, just try to beat the benchmark index, whatever index I'm tracking, whether it's Nifty 50 or Nifty 500, whatever I do, my job is to beat the index. And that is my sole purpose now in life for the next 30-35 years. So that's it. I'm going to just work on a lot of different things and start working on that. There is a lot of reading that I'm doing right now, and it is eating up my brain, but it's fun. I enjoy it. So another announcement, first things first. So what is the natural progression of things, right? Now I've got the SEBI RA done. So now I am obviously integrated with the society and integrated with the system. Obviously, I told you, with great power comes great responsibility. What are the positives of being a SEBI RA? A lot of people don't know this. Let me just explain how this works. The positives of SEBI RA is now I can talk about stocks legally, right? I can talk about stocks. I can even, if required, give buy and sell recommendations, right? But for that, I have to also give you a research document saying this is why I have recommended buy and sell. Like you've seen all these research reports. So I can make research reports and then tell you guys, or not tell you guys, but just put it out in the market saying Shashank Udupa thinks that, let's say, X stock is a buy or an X stock is a sell or something like that, right? So that is legally possible. As I said, with great power comes great responsibility. That is great. Second most important thing that can come out of this is model portfolios. Have you heard of model portfolios? You know what model portfolio is? Model portfolio is basically a basket of stocks. Like, for example, I cannot give it to, let's say, Tanmay or Kunal separate basket, but I can make a generic basket and say, guys, this is what I feel is the best stocks for 2026. Take this basket, right? So model portfolio is that, and the company that manages the model portfolios, and I've built a platform around it, was Small Case, right? So the first things first is we are now internally, my whole team is now sitting and creating, trying to create the perfect small case which beats the benchmark index, right? Over a 2 to 3 year rolling period. I know 1 year is very short to judge anything, but 3 year rolling period is when you should beat any kind of index, right? So my team is now working really hard to make that small case. Ideal plan of action was to launch it in October. October during Diwali time is when I wanted to launch. Right now we're in July. So July, August, September, 3 months is what we're looking at. But I think we're also burning the midnight oil. And the goal is to get it as soon as possible for you guys. Again, I want to ask you guys one question. How many of you all want the small case earlier than October? Right? Because this is something that I've also been contemplating on. Like I want to launch it around Diwali just because it's an occasion. But my team has told me that we can be ready and launch it in September. Now, September 1st is my birthday, but I don't want to launch it on my birthday. I'm thinking of launching it on September 5th because it is also Teachers' Day. And it also means a lot for me because I have been teaching for a very long period of time, right? Birthday and all, that makes me feel old, so I don't want to do that. But yes, my team entirely sitting and trying to sort out. The first small case that we will be launching is a mid small cap, actually not mid small cap, almost all cap only. Will be a momentum portfolio, right? We're using a lot of quantitative strategies for this. I've been reading up a lot about it from the last 2 years, about different quant strategies, different ratios. How do you optimize Sharpe ratio, beta? A lot of nonsense going on in the back end, which you don't need to know. But the first one is going to be a momentum portfolio with the goal of beating the benchmark index. Then we will launch 2 or 3 after 6 to 6 months gap. But let's see. So that is, again, as I wanted to give you guys an update, as you guys have been with me for so long. That is the good news about it, right? Okay. There's also one bad news. And I will tell you that as well. The bad news is, according to SEBI RA rules, what is the goal of a research analyst? The goal of a research analyst to be unbiased about his picks. Do you know this? Right? The goal of a research analyst is to be unbiased about the picks and all of that. Number one. Number two, I cannot now influence anyone to buy or sell if I am holding the stock. So SEBI has this rule where if I am coming out and saying, guys, buy this stock, even if it's in the small case, I cannot trade that stock in the last 45 days and in the next 15 days of me launching that. Either it's a rebalance, or either it's a recommendation, or either it's a report. So if I say, let's say a company's name 45 days before and 15 days after, I cannot buy that stock, right? Me or my relatives cannot buy, and SEBI has full track of all my account statements right now. They are looking at all my trades, right? Now, the disadvantage of this is that I cannot reveal what I own right now. Because if I reveal what I am holding, or what I am, what do you call that? If I reveal my portfolio, then it is considered as me doing almost on the borderline of, let's say, manipulating people or trying to force people to buy the same stock as I am. You get my point? You see how that's a big gray area for SEBI. And obviously, we don't want to be in the gray area because I've just got my license. There's a long way to go, and there's a lot of things to do as well. And obviously, with your support, I am sure I will become one of the best investors in India, and we'll ensure that everyone gets good returns over a long period of time. But that is the only drawback, and that is a sad drawback, because we had started something in Jan which is looking very well right now, and most of the people are in profit, and I'm also almost in profit. I'm barely like 6-7% away from profitability. But I cannot, going forward, I cannot give you more updates on it. I cannot tell you if I've changed anything or whatever. So that will be the end of stars. But don't worry, stars will be evolved, and it will be reborn into the small case, and you will have some fun with the small case as well, right? But again, I will tell you when it will come out. I will tell you when it is going to come as well. And don't worry, all the people who are here, mainly the YouTube community members who have been supporting me for so long, will definitely get a discount on the day of the launch of the small case. Both community members and the people who are in the 1% club, they will get a straight up coupon code, which I will share internally for all you guys, that you will get a discount, because you guys have been strong supporters for me for a long period of time. So yes, this is it. This was the update. Obviously, now we're going to start the session. So don't leave. We're going to start the session, and we're going to look at a lot of information that I've kept ready for all you guys. But this was a quick update I want to give all you guys, because see, my journey with the whole market has been with y'all, right? Has been with you guys over a long period of time, and consistency is very important. And I'm not like the other guys where I'm very open, I'm very free. I like coming lives every weekend, not being like a strict person and saying, okay, this. No, I'm a guy who likes to chill, talk to you guys, give you as many resources as possible for free. I've been giving all these PDFs out for free. So I'm a very chill guy, and I like being like that because I feel that like I have this biggest problem, right? I wish people like, let's say, Ramdev Agarwal, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala when he was there, late Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, even Utpal Seth for that matter. I wish these guys would launch an internship where I can literally go. I would pay and go learn there. Right? I would literally go to a free internship under, let's say, Ramdev Agarwal or Ashish Kacholia or even Vijay Kedia sir to just understand everything. But sadly, that is not there today, right? That kind of learning of how do you go from a normal retail audience, from a person who does not have crores and crores of money, how do you go from there with the stock market to actually build a good amount of wealth that secures my next generation? See, I don't have like 100 crores to play with. My goal is to reach 100 crores, and I know I will reach 100 crores, right? But I'm not starting from 100 crores. Now I've built a portfolio in the last 5 years of around 2.5 crores as of now. Now my job is in the next 30 years how to compound this 2.5 crores to 100 crores with both income, passive income and wealth creation income. And nobody's teaching me this. This is something that I'm learning over time, and I'm seeing how to do it, long hours, etc., etc. But the goal is you have to do it. Simple. So my job is to do that. By the way, another very good news, another big announcement for you guys. We are finally starting podcasts on this channel. Okay, these are not going to be some Gisapeta podcasts. I'm getting some really good guys for you. Okay, really good guys, and these are guys that you want to hear from. They are not these unknown people. I mean, they're actually slightly unknown, but they are the guys who you really need to learn from. For example, my first guest, which I'm launching this weekend, hopefully on Saturday, Sunday, I'll launch it, is a fund manager at 361 who is managing 13,500 crores and has been investing very aggressively, even in healthcare space, right? And I've done this podcast with him in Mumbai, and it should come out next week. So much information, and I'm asking him questions about, how do we get there, right? Why are you looking at this space? Can you give me more details about all of this? So the main thing is to understand a little bit more. And yes, as this channel grows, as my channel grows, and please give some love to the podcast, because as the channel grows, as the views grow, I can actually reach out to bigger people and get them on board, easier. Or else they'll be like, who are you? You're a small guy. We can't come on your channel, right? I want to get Ramdev Agarwal on the channel and ask him, कि boss, आपने वो time पे stocks खरीदा था, अभी मत बोलो. I want to talk about that time. Why are you investing in Zepto and Zomato so much? I want to understand all these things. So I'm trying to get the best of the best. So we have 4 podcasts lined up. 1 is already shot. 3 more is coming. I'm literally flying to Kolkata next week and shooting 2 podcasts with 2 fund managers over there. Then I'm in Bangalore. There's another fund manager that I'm doing who's working on quantitative and factor investing. Beautiful stuff, right? All unique. So this is going to start next week onwards. I'm trying to do like 1 on the weekend so that you can watch it on 1.25. It is not going to be 50, 60, 70-minute podcast. It is going to be like 30 to 35 minutes straight to the point. I don't care about, कि आपका childhood कैसा था, वो सब. I'm not in that category. We are going to go straight to the point. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that entire announcement. Now let's get into the stocks and let's understand what's going on with the market. First things first, the market obviously has been very attractive. Let me just quickly pull this up and show you what's going on with the market. Give me 1 sec. Okay, can you now see my screen? Yeah? Can you see my screen? Yeah. So look at Nifty. It is so close to an all-time high. It is very close to an all-time high, as you can see here, right? I like it. I also know that it is extended. Honestly, like, I'm not a fool. I know it is extended. I know it is like a bit too much, and I'm very happy that it is extended, because that means it is also going to give me an opportunity to start entering in potential stocks that I have screened and kept. In fact, look at this. If I just map out the 20-day moving average, usually whenever, you guys have heard about the concept of mean reversion, right? Right now, the market has gone up quite a bit, and it is currently at the supply zone where last time selling happened here, and there was a gap filling here. Yes, it might consolidate a bit, but if you ask me, I don't think it should go below this point. It should just consolidate here, because then it has to, gather up energy and then start boosting up and go up to the all-time high and then break the all-time high again. Can you believe this? Right? I keep saying that the year of 2025 was absolutely the most shitty year, honestly, if you can ever think of. Right? Do you think it was a nice year? What do you guys think? I feel it was a very bad year, mainly because we've had all the problems compiled into one year. FII selling happened here. Trump tariff happened somewhere around Jan. The Indo-Pak wars happened over here. Iran-Israel then again happened here on this date. I mean, what the hell is going on, right? And it's not even over. We have another 6 months to go. I hope there is no more war that comes in, and Trump just can't relax for some reason. But yeah, kya karega? They keep fighting with each other, and now see what happened. Trump and China was fighting so much, and now they've joined hands and said, okay, now silently, you would have not even seen this much in the news, but the tariff war is over between China and US, and now US is saying India ke saath bhi we will do a very nice tariff system. So don't worry, bhai log, all of us are good and all of that. But पीछे से चूरा मार रहा है because he's now funding a lot of equipments to Pakistan. So it is quite sad, right? But all of these things are currently happening in the market. But Nifty 50, which is our portfolio, which all of you guys really worry about, our portfolio is looking okay. Don't worry about it. Yes, there might be some small pullback, not a big pullback, because please understand, rate cut has happened. There's a trifecta of boosting that has happened. It's like a cheat code that India has got right now. Number one, rate cut has happened where interest rates have gone down. Number two, provision coverage ratio has also gone down from 5% to 1%, right? And number three, the finance ministry recently came out and said, all the public sector banks, please lend aggressively. Please jao bahar and lend karo, right? And that is a good news, because if you're going to lend aggressively, then all your infrastructure projects and all are going to do really well. And that is why you can also see that in infrastructure projects, healthcare and power space, you will see a lot of boost is happening in this space right now. Have you noticed? That is why we're seeing a lot of boom, because cost of borrowing is going to go down. The capex cycles are going to increase with private capex. Government is also giving orders left, right, center, and all of this is going to add up to a beautiful game. So Nifty 50 is looking very, very, very attractive. Let me look at some very interesting stocks. By the way, these stocks are not buy and sell recommendation. If I have to give you, I will give you properly with the report. I'm just looking at interesting stocks from a technical standpoint, right? Again, I have no idea what the stock will do, go up or go down, but I'm just showing it to you for educational purpose. Now look at this. Again, another company called Laurus. Again, Laurus is also overextended, right? If you see here, and it is currently going up almost close to its all-time high, but slightly overextended here. And if you look at the pharma data that is coming out, which is the export data of pharma, it looks very interesting, mainly from Laurus Labs, because they have been exporting quite aggressively. So I don't know about the next quarter results. I have no idea. But looking at the export looks good. But if you remember the risk, their ARV business was not doing well. There was a degrowth in one business and there was a growth in their CDMO business, right? So two things were playing out. One side is going down, the other side is going up. So next quarter, we will have to see what is happening. But from a price action perspective, it is going close to its all-time high. So that is again very interesting. Yeah. Another company which recently announced their foray into brokerage, they came out with their website, and their website is just unbelievable. If you go and see the board of directors that they have the best of the best people. That almost all ex-ICICI team is there in that Jio Financial board. KV Kamath is also there as one of the board members. So obviously, when you have that kind of money, you will get the best of the best. But that is what is happening with Jio, and you will see that Jio is now suddenly starting its journey. It was doing really bad because nobody had an idea what Jio is doing honestly in life, but right now it is looking very interesting, right? Cement, as soon as the infra news came out, all cements have started flying. This is a cement company that just broke all-time high. Most of the infrastructure companies are doing well. Same, just like JK Cement, even JSW Group has been doing well. JSW Holdings, even though it was in a trend, has now come into a degrowth, but it seems like it is positive, so I don't know. Another company, Nuama Wealth, which is in the wealth management space, which is also a decadal theme, has, I don't know why, I somehow feel some news is going to come out because this is not normal. Do you guys think that this is not normal? Look at the last 3 days growth that has happened in Nuama. This is absolutely not normal. There is huge amount of buying and there is absolutely no news that has come out in Nuama. Only two reasons this can happen. One is, if you remember, Nuama wanted to sell. You remember the group that holds Nuama is called PAG, the P company. They wanted to sell. Maybe there's some news coming out. I don't know. They came and said, no, we're not going to sell and all of that. But this is little unbelievable that, yeah, it is a breakout for sure. All-time high breakout, in fact. But what justifies this kind of volume? If you look at the peers of this company, for example, see, either a big news has to come that affects the whole industry. Even 361 is doing well, but the volume is not as good as that. If you look at Motilal Oswal, right, they have also been on an absolute tear, but they're also not moving the way Nuvama is moving. Nuvama has just gone into some other zone. I don't know, somehow it's gone into another zone itself. Maybe some news will come out that, maybe after 1 or 2 days it will come out, right? Yeah, it's a good breakout. It's a very good breakout, and it was all the sellers were here and all the sellers got absorbed. Hospital, as you guys know, is doing really, really well. So if you see the healthcare space, it's just continuing. Mainly because, please understand why also. It's because all the healthcare companies are now going to take cost of borrowing at a cheaper rate, and they're going to go and put it into maximizing their hospitals and maximizing their beds, which will eventually play out over the next 2 to 3 years, where their break even will come in and all of that, right? So that is doing well. HDFC Bank recently gave a breakout as well. Very interesting company. Airtel, again, soaring through the roof. Narayana Hrudayalaya hospital space, again, soaring through the roof. Apart from that, let's look at some more sectors that are looking interesting, right? So if you look at the specialty chemical space, the whole sector is coming to an all-time high breakout. Please keep this in your mind, because now suddenly in the next 2 to 3 months, you will hear everyone in the whole Twitter universe will start talking about specialty chemicals. They'll start talking about SRF, Deepak and all of that. But the whole sector is coming to an all-time high breakout. That means the sector is going to enter a new momentum, right? So this is again something very interesting. Textiles, not so much. Civil construction, as you can see, these are some sectors that are not playing out yet. There are some interesting sectors that are playing out. As you see, medical is coming to all-time high. Investment banking, which this is basically your wealth management. See, finance and investment is just on a tear. It just broke its all-time high and it's just going up. So sector-wise allocation is very important. Agrochem, right? We already saw chemicals. Now we're seeing agrochem as well. And this is also because of China, because India did anti-dumping duty on a lot of specialty chemicals. That is also helping out here. Private banks, mainly because of the rate cut news. Actually, both private, public, everyone is doing well. Hotels are taking a break. In fact, I think it's cooling down right now because it also peaked out quite a bit from a momentum standpoint. Auto manufacturing is starting its journey. Lot of resistance here, but you can see that it is starting its journey right now. Auto manufacturing basically means your auto ancillary stocks. So they are basically now starting their journey. IT, I don't know. Fertilizers, as you can see, aerospace defense is at an all-time high peak. IT, we can check 1 second. Let's go check the bigger indices. See, private bank, obviously, as I showed you, is doing well. Nifty Bank is doing well. Obviously, all the whole banking sector is going to do well. Whole hospital sector is going to do well. Your infra space is going to do well. IT was not doing well. Let me check. Private bank, consumer durables, oil and gas, energy. Energy obviously will do well. Not yet, but it will do well. Nifty IT is here. No, it's not doing that well, man. Nifty IT still has a long way to go. Nifty IT is not doing that well. Okay, let's look at some interesting news before we go deeper into other things. So one big major development that has happened is that JSW Paints is planning to buy 75% of a listed company called Akzo Nobel in India, but they're doing it for, I think, approximately 10 or 15% lower rate of what it is trading right now. But this also means very simple logic that the competition is now going to ramp up even more. Obviously, the competition was already there. Abhi और भी ज़्यादा होने वाला competition in the entire paint space, right? So this is something that is again going to play out. Another thing, another news. By the way, guys, I can see 150 likes and I can see almost 650 people. So please take 1 second and just like the comments, like the streams. I think that should be good enough. I don't want anything else. And for all the people who are here for first time, please click on the subscribe button, because I come here every week and I'll give you like a good roundup about what is happening in the entire week, right? And we will also look at US market a little bit today. Okay, coming to this news, very interesting. Luxury EVs are seeing a surge in India in 2025 because wealthy people are switching from internal combustion engines to actually EV cars. Now think about this. Even I, if I want to buy a second car, because I do want to buy a second car, but I'm not buying right now. Even I want to switch to an EV because I have one Mahindra XUV 700, which is a family car, bada car hai, but I can't keep taking it in the city. It is just annoying to drive that car in the city. So I want a sedan EV, right? Now, obviously, I can go buy a sedan normal car, but somehow I feel that for the longer duration, I think EV would be better. Even though, yes, there are a lot of problems, infrastructure, etc., but it's all getting better over time. And in the next few years, I think it is going to become insanely better. So this is a good switch for all the people, mainly led by BMW, Mercedes, and Audi. In fact, Mercedes, their cars were not even good. The EQS and all failed. So I don't know. BMW has been launching. Audi has launched one beautiful car, but I think it is at 1 crore. Not going to pay 1 crore for an EV. My God, you can just invest that. Okay, fine. But yes, so this is a very interesting news. Apart from that, another very interesting news, just so that you guys understand where we are headed as well, right? So please look at this. In the M&A deals, which is mergers and acquisitions in India, most of the PE firms, which is private equity firms, are buying healthcare and infra. Isn't it obvious now, guys? Isn't it obvious? I think all signs are pointing to exactly the same thing. I don't have to like repeat again and again and again. The whole game in the next 2-3 years is just going to be about this, which is just going to be about healthcare infra, and all of that. And these are some of the deals that have happened. It's going to be very interesting. In fact, if you just look at all the PE firms that are there, they are also investing heavily into healthcare and infra, right? So this is, and obviously healthcare, infra, NBFCs, banking. You can see the charts itself are saying, Shashank, this is what's happening. The sectors are moving in that direction. The only different company that is not related to all of this, or different sector that is not related to all of this, is the specialty chemical age, right? That is the specialty chemical sector is the only sector that is looking slightly different. Apart from that, every week I come and show you some nice report. I give it to the community. I have found a very good report, which I'm going to give it to the YouTube community members. And this is for everyone who wants to learn about Indigo. If you want to learn everything that there is about Indigo, this is a beautiful initiating coverage report that has been given by B&K. By the way, B&K has recently been bought by 361. And if you look at this, initiating coverage means this is a massive report. As you can see, a 38-page report, which is only about interglobe aviation, right? It talks about every single thing from start to finish. And if you look at it, it will talk about the Indian passenger market growth, right? It talks about how we are obviously underutilized, penetrated compared to everyone else. The market share of everyone, as you can see, Indigo sitting at more than 50% market share, and the next closest is Air India, mainly because of consolidation of Vistara and this one. It is a wonderful report. How much fleet is coming in? How much fleet they have? What is the order book of that? How many fleet is coming in as well? And as you can see, Indigo is going very aggressively, and they have also started Indigo Stretch, which is the business class seats in select sectors, which is mostly the expensive sectors like Mumbai, Delhi, things like that they've done. Number of airports are also going up. As you can see, every single place is now coming up with 2 airports. And this is something that is also a very big trend in Europe and UK and US, where every city has 2 airports, a major airport and a cheaper airport, right? If you see London, if you see UK, even London, you will see that they have Heathrow, which is the big airport, and then they have Stansted, which is like 1.5 hours away. It's like our Mumbai, how you have 1 airport in the city and 1 in Navi Mumbai. So they have 2 airports. Why is it useful? Because the second airport is where low-cost carriers like Indigo will go and park their vehicles, so that their maximization with respect to money comes into the picture. So this is a beautiful, beautiful report. I am going to share this report with the community members today. Maybe today, no, tomorrow I'll share it in the morning. And I have read a book on Indigo's biography. So that is again a wonderful book. But I'm going to share this report with you guys as well, right? Now, quickly, let's look at the US market as well. So US market, some companies are in a good trend. One is obviously AMD has been doing a good trend. It went up from a bottom to top. This is going well. Some other companies, AVGO recently did a breakout, right? So this is again very interesting. AVGO is, by the way, Broadcom. Broadcom is again working a lot on the futuristic devices and all of that. Another very interesting company is CrowdStrike. You would have seen this in all F1 cars. So CrowdStrike again is doing really well. And as you can see, it is a very peaceful company, right? Very peaceful company. It's in a momentum right now, is doing well, but fundamentally it doesn't seem good because their EPS targets are getting missed fundamentally. Coming to GE, GE Vernova, we have a similar company in India as well, TND GE, but this is the US counterpart. Beautiful, recently came out, and it is again in a nice momentum, and this is in the power sector, so this is again looking well. So as I said, I'm going to do a whole rounded approach. I'm just showing you what are some interesting companies. Robinhood has gone into a massive trend, again a momentum trend, as you can say. Palantir, which had recently fallen down, and a lot of controversies were there on this company. They have also started going up, but here there's a massive red candle that has come, which indicates huge amount of selling, which is again not a good sign. Spotify, on the other hand, has also started going into a wonderful uptrend from going on for a long time, from last 2-3 years, but they have also gone into an uptrend. Amazon is now coming back up, but recently Jeff Bezos, who got married right now, has sold almost $5 billion of his stake into this. So this is again, so I'm only looking at trending companies, not fundamentally strong companies. Tesla is a little flat. Fundamentally strong, I would say right now, risk reward ratio perspective, Google is looking very attractive, mainly because if you see the P ratio of Google today, today's P ratio is trading at 20. That means forward P ratio would be somewhere around 17, 18. So Google getting such a bad rating right now is mainly because of GPT's growth. Because right now, you tell me, how many of you all are using GPT to answer your questions? Any kind of GPT, whether it's any LLM, right? Whether it's Chat, whether it's Claude or Perplexity or what Grok, you're using that more than Google search. And this is something that even I'm doing right now. I have any doubts, I have any questions, I don't want to go to this stupid Google, right? I want to go to some smart, intelligent, sentient AI and give my details to them. But that is basically what is happening with Google. So that is why they're getting a under rating over here, but I feel it's not justified. But again, who am I to comment on anything, right? So this is basically what it looks like. Now, let's do something very quickly. Let's take a few questions from the audience. For the next 5 minutes, we will take members only questions, and then we will open it up to everyone so that, you know, it's a fair ask for everyone as well. 1 second. Forgot how to do that. Yeah. Okay, I'm just changing it to members only if anyone wants to ask questions for the next 5-10 minutes, and then we will take some more questions. Yeah, guys, go ahead, ask any question that you have. Any members who wants to ask any questions can go ahead. We will take some questions from you guys, okay? Okay, Vishak is asking a good question. Sir, any update on the internship you announced? Yes, we have already hired 5 people for this. They are coming in the month of August, and they will be working with me in the office, building on the quantitative small case that we're building. There's a lot of work to be done, a lot of sleepless nights, but we're going to do it well. So that is something that is going to come as well. So yeah, it is done, Vikas. Bro, you are now SEBI registered. You can tell how to buy more stocks where we are 100% profit on Novama. I am 62% profit, but it's long-term bet. As Chirag, you have answered your own question. It is a long-term bet, and it is a 10-year decadal theme, as mentioned before. Right now, see, it's not like I can just get up and be like, okay, Chirag, buy and sell. I cannot do that. I have to create a report on Novama saying my take, buy and sell, what is the target and all of that. So it takes time. It is not it takes a lot of manpower, time, compliance issues are there. So just because I've become RA, now there is, as I said, there is more responsibility, and SEBI can come at any given point and say, Shashank, you said buy on Novama, no? Give me the report. I want to verify it and I want to check it. So that is how it is, right? So all of these are very, very important. India Shelter, Ayush is asking a question. Good question. They are actually in the trend. That's also because I told you, right? NBFCs are now going to lend very aggressively. So that is why they're obviously going to do well going forward. KPIT, something has gone, nothing's gone wrong, but KPIT, basically they have come and said, as you can see, it has broken down 200-day moving average, which is not a good sign at all. This is mainly because the management team came out and said that things are not looking good in Europe and there might be a problem. So because of that commentary that is given by KPIT, the stock basically has fallen down. Please make one more video using AI for research. So this is something that I'm thinking of doing, one big video, 1 hour video I will do, okay? And I will cover everything in that video about AI and stock investing. I'm thinking about that. So you guys tell me if that's okay or not. But I'm planning to make one big video on it. Thoughts on Siemens Energy? I recently read a report by Jefferies, and Jefferies has given an actual target of 3,300 as a true price. But for some reason, Siemens Energy has come out lower. It's come out lower. I think people are waiting for two things. See, whenever something like this comes, yeah, see, the base is being created, the delisting has happened. A lot of selling has been absorbed as well. So I think it's a wait and watch, honestly, from Siemens Energy, man. Abhishek, we'll have to wait and watch. Yeah. What else? No, I don't track Giga Cloud. Okay, let's do one more question. Oh, yeah, good question here. Pavan is saying, please give more swing trade strategy. By the way, I launched two videos on two strategies. I hope you guys liked it. It was quite interesting, right? It was very nice. I mean, I put a lot of effort into it. I'm also going to get one more expert on swing trading who is going to come and explain one strategy for you guys. So that is again going to be very interesting. It is more like a live session that I will do with them, not a podcast type, but an actual explanation of how everything works. So that is basically what we're going to do. Okay, now I'm going to open the chat to all subscribers. Anyone who's a subscriber can now ask questions, right? So go ahead, guys. Yeah, anyone who's a subscriber can ask questions. All you have to do is click on that red button and ask questions. Very easy. Go ahead. Do you think Narayana Hrudalaya is overstretched? I think a little bit, yes. But again, if I look at it from a long-term perspective, utna tension nahi hai. It is pretty much okay if you really ask me, right? LT Foods breakout. So LT Foods has two problems. One is that LT Foods is very dependent on rice, and rice is highly regulated in India. Right, so that is one big problem I always foresee with LT Foods. Even though fundamentally they are good, I would not say they're the best, but they have been very volatile, mainly because of the dependence on, let's say, rice, right? And that is the biggest problem. But right now they are moving away from rice and they're moving into an FMCG kind of a format. So something interesting is going on there as well. Definitely need to go and check more on that, right? Okay. Look at this. Is futures and options better for swing rather than directly buying? Why, bro? Why do you want to do this? By mistake, tomorrow a new war starts and you're sleeping in the night. Mast chaddar dal ke you're sleeping. Tomorrow war started. You open and the market falls down 3%. Your whole futures options means you have to give the margin tomorrow. You're in full loss. If you just do buy and hold, you can actually hold it for a longer period of time. So honestly, I don't feel that is a good idea. Already you are playing swing. Already you have risk. Why would you want to add on to your risk and make it very difficult for yourself? Don't do that. Okay. What about? What else? I'm just checking. Let's take 3 more questions and then we will call it a night because it's Sunday and we have to go to work tomorrow. Let's take 3 more questions quickly. Any defense stock? Jihan is asking a question. Any defense stock you're tracking right now? I'm tracking the entire sector, but also I'm not happy with the stocks that are currently there because the good stocks have all been identified and they're sitting at all-time highs. The valuation right now is honestly not making sense, and the companies that are at lower valuation fundamentally are not making sense. So right now it is a what do you call that? It is a mixed situation right now. What are your views on FMCG? It is flat, man, Vibhav. It is not in momentum right now. It is flat. Nothing great is coming out of that sector as of today, right? Okay. Let me take 2 more questions. Rahul, I already spoke about the accelerator program. It is done. We have already hired 5 people and they'll be joining for the accelerator program in the month of August. Bro, I lost 2 lakhs in intraday without knowledge. Shashi, why would you, first of all, do intraday without knowledge? That is like the first biggest problem. People do paper trade, but I think you have a lot of money to waste. Why would you do it? I mean, I also lost intraday and I realized it's not for me. And it is not an easy hack. You think intraday is that easy? If it was that easy, everyone would quit their job and do intraday. Please don't do intraday, guys. It is very, very difficult. I myself cannot do intraday. Batao. I do swing. So that at least my risk is diversified over 3 months rather than 1 year, 1 day, literally. So I would really be very worried if you guys talk about that. Please don't do intraday unless and until it is your day job. If intraday is your day job, then you have risk reward ratios, you have your stop losses in place, then whatever the risk on capital is your game. Simple. But if you are anything apart from that, then you are playing a very, very, very dangerous game, which I think honestly you guys should not do that. Okay, let's take 2 more questions. Guys, please like the stream. For all the people who have joined, it takes 1 minute, 1 second to like the stream. And whoever wants to ask questions can ask questions here on the subscriber only. It's a good audience today and a nice audience. I love interacting with you all. Devasis Mahapatra saying congrats. Thank you. For all the people who are just joining in, the big announcement of the day was we are now SEBI registered. So that is a good news that I want to give all of you guys, for all the new people that have actually joined. Okay, let's take one more. I can't tell you this, Ritvik. Is Nvidia in an accumulation range? I know for a fact Nvidia is currently sitting at an all-time high. I cannot tell you if it's an accumulation game or not. But I mean, all of these companies in US are very fairly priced. If you look at the P ratio of Nvidia, it's at 51. So a lot of it has been priced in, but I would be really worried about the fluctuations that will come in this quarter results, mainly because of all the tariff war that has happened. Look at this. I'm also having this Nvidia water bottle only, but I'm not invested in Nvidia. Very interesting, Santosh here. So JM is basically doing a very nice turnaround play. What do I mean by turnaround? They are basically doing a beautiful turnaround because their entire loan book that was there, which was the wholesale lending loan book, they're actually running it down and they're going into a better loan book. They had a very terrible, very, very bad loan book. And you can see it in the stock price. It is doing really well. And I feel over a period of time, it will do well. Yeah, it should not do well. Very good question by Tanmay. Okay, let's take this as the last question. Bro, can you give some book recommendation? My bad. Can you give me some book recommendations? Let me give you some books that I currently am going to read right now. These are some very interesting books. Where did it go? Okay, let me just take it from here. So recently I got a book from, let me just get all my books. One second, let me just get all my books. I get the best books out. This is very good. This is also nice. Oh, this is great. I'll just give you 3 books so I won't complicate. And obviously, if you have time to read this, it is the best book. Okay, let me show you the books that are amazing. So this is a book that it's recently come out in the market. This is a book called Stock Market Wizards by Safir Anand. Recently came out. A very nice book for people who are new to the market. It gives a lot of deep insights into a lot of really good investors. So this is a book that you should definitely read. Obviously, one of the best books to read is Poor Charlie's Almanac. This is a very, very, very super book, right? It's more on psychology as opposed to investing, Tanmay. So that's a good book. You have to read this book, which is Principles by Ray Dalio, one of the best fund managers, Bridgewater Associates in US. This is again a very big book. Very big book. I mean, it's all on Google. It's all on Amazon. I don't want to give you guys a link. It's all on Amazon. If you want, I'll put the link in the comment section later on. And this is my best purchase till date. It's huge. I have only gone through 100 pages as of now out of 670 pages. This is basically Berkshire Hathaway's letters to shareholders from 1965 to 2014. This is like the brain of Warren Buffett here in my hand. It is all the letters he has written since 1965, and the world was very different. But when I started reading this, and I've read 100 pages of this, I realized the world is not very different even in 1965. All the things that he spoke about, it is even applicable today. Even now it is applicable. It is all about greed, market. It's all about psychology and how his thought process of investing, how he had many bad years before good years. It's not like he beat the index every single year, but on a rolling basis, he always beat. So those are some very, very, very interesting books. If you really want, these are some books that you should read. Apart from that, I have another few books, which is mainly autobiographies. I'm reading two more books over the next 1 week. Amazon's Jeff Bezos' letters to his shareholders. Capital Markets बोल के there's one book. Why I Left Goldman Sachs is a very good book there. Tata's Tata. So I like reading a lot of autobiographies, right? Because I want to understand the thought process of a founder. So there is Tata's book, Dhirubhai Ambani's book, Indigo's book was there. I just finished it. I've given it to someone to read. There is Hero's book, Apollo's book, Apollo Group book. There is this book that I want to read, which is Gambling Man. That's on the list as well. That is your Mayoshi-san, how he started his biggest fund, the $100 billion fund. So these books are like gold mine. If you really want to like learn and invest, these books are gold mine. But yes, these are some books that are very important to read, and I love reading. Now I'm reading a lot of what do you call that? Published reports on momentum investing from 2024 and 2025, mainly that is happening in US. A lot of weird things are happening in US hedge funds. So I'm trying to learn a lot about momentum investing. Obviously, there's no point reading it from a book because most of the books are outdated today. So I'm reading it from latest published PhD doctorate reports. And I'm basically doing a lot of things over there. Ankur Patel, swing trading book, which I put on Twitter. I'm still reading it. It is a good book. I'm still reading it. Yeah. Okay, awesome, guys. So I think that is it. By the way, I forgot to do the integration. We are also powered by Grow, and if you want to learn more about stocks and you want to invest in stocks, you can definitely check out the Grow app and you can invest in that as well, right? So by the way, I am very excited for this new journey because this is day one. I will announce it on Twitter now that we're SEBI registered as well. But again, thank you all for the love that you've been giving me for the last 4 or 5 years. And I feel I'm just getting started. Now is when the fun begins because now I'm officially doing what I love doing, legally, completely, not like a influencer kind of a thing. By the way, another drawback, another negative, which might be positive for you guys, but another negative of becoming SEBI registered is that I cannot sell courses anymore. Oof. That's a big problem, right? Because if you sell courses, it can be unbiased and all of that. So as a SEBI registered person, you cannot sell courses, but it's okay. Let me focus on working on investments day in, day out, and let us try to get the small case ready as soon as possible. Obviously, I need 2-3 months to like beta test it as well. I will test it internally. I'm trying to build a model where the return is good, but the drawdown, drawdown means when the market falls, 20-25%, my portfolio doesn't fall down by 25%, falls lesser, but the upside is also more, which is very difficult to do. It's not easy at all. It's like creating a biryani. Like you need to put proper ingredients everywhere. And if you screw up a little bit, then you'll get that elaichi in your mouth or clove in your mouth and your whole taste buds are screwed, like your portfolio, right? So that is what we're going to focus on. And that is what my team is focusing on. But I'll keep giving you updates. As you know, I'm here, not going anywhere. So I'll keep giving you regular updates on YouTube and Twitter as well. Okay. Awesome, guys. I want you guys to sleep well and take a good night's sleep. And thank you all for being here, right? Really, really, really appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye. See you.